like this in the mail. On the cover, there's a graphic, and it's a small figure in the distance skipping a stone across the water. The stone is heart-shaped, and there's a series of ripples emanating outward each time the stone bounces off the surface. That tiny figure in the distance is casting a stone of love and peace across the water. That's us. The water represents life, and the ripples are good intentions spreading out and magnifying with time. I've always loved the ripples in the pond analogy, but this is a skipping stone bouncing off the surface of the water and continuing on. I believe that's what the right minister will do for us. He'll help spread our message beyond this group and beyond our time and into the future. At a recent gathering of leadership here, I asked those in attendance to stand. And working backwards through our history, I asked people to keep standing if they were here at various times in our congregation's history. I worked backwards through our last minister, our building dedication, meeting at the Center for the Blind, the Catholic Campus Ministry, and so on, until I got to our first public meeting, and finally the group of 8 people that arranged our first public meeting and got this congregation started. At the end of that, only Barbara Miller and Sharon Gray were left standing. And Sharon Gray's leaving us soon. My point is, we have a very defined past that brought us here. But what now? This June, we have 6 youth members graduating from high school. 3 are in the Charter Sunday photograph that's in the other room, and 4 have been with us since the very beginning when we had RE class in a gymnasium playing Duck, Duck, Goose with a bunch of 5-year-olds. We also met in a multi-purpose room at the JCC, a kitchen, a lounge, and my favorite was the bar over at the Lions Center for the Blind. Me and the kids would belly up to the bar and have an RE class. Inside these very walls back there, there's a steel beam with their signatures on it. And it represents the largest group of children we've ever had here transitioning to adulthood. These 6 all have a solid UU footing. And this village, you help bring them and raise these kids. They are truly ripples in the water of life that will transition from here and help shape who knows what future. They're all individuals, and I hope you'll share my pride as we wish Emma, Justin, Brian, Nick, Colin, and my son Alex as they go on to the next step of their lives. I don't think there is anyone in this room, except maybe the newest among us, who doesn't recognize what a special, unique place this is. We together have built this community and this building with our time, our talent, and our treasure. The commitment at times has been overwhelming, and yet each Sunday we return to be invigorated and energized by this community. We have witnessed some tragic and miraculous events in the last several weeks and months. Just as the Gulf oil spill is coming under control, a natural disaster takes thousands of life in Japan and reminds us of how dangerous the nuclear genie is. The Internet has provided us with unparalleled access to information around the world, that the biblical referenced Tower of Babel has been resurrected and ideas flow with amazing speed. Repressed people facing great danger from their own leaders are rising up and demanding that their voice be heard and their place in the future. In our own country, half the population still thinks evolution is a lie. And many move to deny people the choice of who they can love. We are once again using our military might to affect the politics of a faraway country without knowing much about who we're trying to save. There was a film many years ago called Network, whose predictions about the future of television in many cases came true. In one pivotal scene, for those of you who've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, the lead news anchor, Howard Beale, played by Howard Finch, urges people to go to their windows and scream out, "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore." And they do. Today, our world, we have a new window, the Internet, and even more to the point, Facebook and YouTube. Several revolutions already, started by people on Facebook proclaiming they are mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore, have and still are taking place. In the meantime, we're destroying our environment, We're on the brink of a worldwide food crisis, and large multinational corporations are literally buying our democracy. We have plenty of reason to be mad as hell. But again, in this place, UUCSJS provides a place to be concerned while remembering the power of being grateful. It's not an easy balancing act, but it is an important one. In Desiderata, written by Max Ehrmann in 1927, and found on fellow Unitarian and former presidential candidate Adlai Stevens' bedside table when he died, ends with this: "Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul. With all its sham and drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful and strive to be happy." I think in the noisy confusion, here at UUCSJS, we can help each other keep peace with our soul. Here we can doubt and we can confirm, we can explore and learn, we can connect and engage in ways that make our individual worlds within richer and help us reach out to the broader world and remind people, as Jesus and Buddha and Gandhi and King all did so well, that peace and love can be more powerful and be used to bring about change more lasting than Tomahawk cruise missiles. This congregation's commitment and generosity are amazing. We are ready to advance to our next step in our evolution to bring our message to our neighbors, and hopefully with those neighbors, bring a message of peace, love, and commitment to our fellow human beings and to the world at large, and hopefully to our representative government. Please welcome your stewardship ambassador when they call, and continue this group's spirit of generosity and commitment so that together we may skip stones of consciousness and conscience as far and wide as we can. Reach within and help us achieve a future of reaching out. We can only do this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for that vision and inspiring message. And thank you for all that you have done to bring us to this point. As Paul has indicated, this is the official kickoff or beginning of our annual campaign to support this church's budget for the next church year. Most of you either have received on Saturday or will receive on Monday a mailing that will include the case statement. There's been some discussion that we need to get a better name than case statement, but that's what we have been using for the last 3 or 4 years. That the case statement basically gives you the dollars and cents of the budget and our need and the rationale for what it is that we're trying to do. It presents the next challenge and the next chapter in our story. And the mountain that we have to climb is a high one. This year's budget, the year that we're in, is $144,000. Next year's proposed budget is $170,000. The reason for that increase is, first, the addition of a half-time minister, hopefully. But it also is being increased because the board is committed to move us as a congregation to become a fair compensation congregation. And by that, we mean paying a fair salary to our staff. We have become what we are because not only of everyone in this room and the commitment that they have made, but because we have two dedicated staff members, Barbara Miller and Heidi Jansch, who keep us going, who give us leadership, who deliver the programs of this congregation.